drill plug, the tragic. I only got Booker for 20. Yeah, you gotta get that. The tragic rise and fall of the Harlem Spartans. Like, comment, subscribe. Yo, drill plug.
Who the fuck is these niggas?
All that. Drill plug. They said you an unreliable source.
Hold on.
They said that in the chat. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on.
I told them, nah, my son drill plug know what he talk about.
Fabrication.
They said you an unreliable source.
Fabrication?
They said there's a lot of fabrication in this shit.
Hold on.
I ain't jacking that.
Hold on.
I ain't jacking that. But I'm not from London, so I can't say
dilution.
I can't say that for sure, but I'm just putting you on.
Dilute the pollution.
When you see this plug, get your shit together, they saying. They saying get your shit together.
15,000 people. Kennington is a district located in the London borough of Lambeth, South London. It is
UK drill plug, my only plug for the UK documentaries. You can't be giving niggas the false facts. You gotta give niggas the facts.
Like Jaylen Brown, state your source.
State the source.
Known as one of the better and safer areas within South London. In recent years, however, the area has actually become the front of a viral drill movement that saw young rappers from certain estates within Kennington beginning to rap and release tracks that garnered worldwide attention. If you are a UK drill listener, then I'm sure you know exactly who I am referring to. This being the Harlem Spartans, who, in 2016, up until 2019, had hundreds of thousands of people in and outside the UK singing their viral UK drill songs, disrespecting their rivals, and portraying the harsh realities of growing up and living in some of Kennington's most dangerous areas. The Harlem Spartans garnered so much attention, in fact. They had even caught the attention of the Canadian musician Drake, who was eager to hear more. Nowadays, however, the group has faded out of relevance, this subsequently being due to the key members of the Harlem Spartans finding themselves on the other side of the law, as well as some members even going on to lose their life as a result of the ongoing gang feuds in South London, with the rappers associated often being remembered as some of, if not the greatest UK drill rappers to have ever come out of the country. But you may be wondering how it was possible for a group of teens to have risen to the top of the UK drill scene, only to fall out of relevance in a matter of years. Before I start this video, however, YouTube says only 5% of you are subscribed, so if you enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Without further ado, sit back and enjoy this video. Now, Harlem is a large street gang based around Kennington, SE17 and SE11, more specifically the areas Kennington Park, Penwith Manor, and Kennings Estates. The gang is also known as Harlem O, as well as Harlem Spartans, which they have since popularized. It's believed that the name Harlem refers to money, whilst Spartans refers to violence, these two meanings being the subject of multiple Harlem songs, example being Money and Violence by Biss and Zico. Within this, they rapped Harlem for money, Spartans we step out and do up your bad man brother. Anyways, the Harlem gang has a rivalry with Zone 2 from Peckham, 150 from Brixton, and most prominently 410 also from Brixton, whilst they are affiliated with Moscow 17, Sirac, and most heavily with nearby Cuckoo from Black Prince, with some Harlem members dual repping Cuckoo. Around 2014, the Harlem Spartans gang would emerge predominantly from the area of Kennington. The gang was quick to start releasing UK drill songs on platforms like Pac-Man TV as well as Press Play Media. In October 2015, two rappers hailing from the Harlem Spartans collective, being YS and Blanco, would release a track titled 3000 Savage. The duo then followed this up in January 2016 with the release titled Shit Den, which has since garnered around 350,000 views. This rapping duo weren't the only rappers for Harlem Spartans, and only a few months following the release of Shit Den, Lowski dropped his breakout track titled Hazards in June 2016, this since garnering over 10 million views. Lowski then released a track titled DJ Khaled in August 2016. This track featuring another Harlem rapper known as Mizormac. DJ Khaled also garnered around 10 million views. Unfortunately, however, following this release, Lowski would find himself on the other side of the law, allegedly as a result of firearm offenses, this seeing him being taken off the roads, eventually being fresh home in 2017, where he continued his music career. In September 2016, Harlem rappers Miz or Mac and TG Million released a track titled Harlem Style, currently sitting on just under 2 million views. Following this, at the end of 2016, Harlem rappers Biss, Zico, and Mizormac dropped a song titled Harlem's Realist. This track currently sitting on around 2.3 million views. The views gained in 2016 by Harlem Spartans was insane. However, when 2017 would begin, the Harlem Collective released one of their biggest songs to date, this being Kennington Where It Started, which was released on the 15th of January 2017. Kennington Where It Started featured a verse from Biss, Blanco, Active or 80, and finally Miz or Mac. Within this song, Blanco went on to call for the freeing of his friends, as well as fellow Harlem Spartans members. He rapped, "Free D1, real crooks man. That was really Phineas Trap. Free TY, free Low Ski Loose Snow. ST, free Sav, free G Smarko, T-Trap." This song instantly blew up within the UK drill scene, currently sitting on just over 25 million views, with the Canadian superstar Drake even going on to post the lyrics of Biss's verse on his Snapchat. This being when Biss rapped, "Question, if gang pull up, are you gonna back your brethren?" Unfortunately, however, Miz or Mac and Blanco would be seeing the success gained by the track behind
Why the fuck is Drizzy posting them type of lyrics, posting that type of scenery? What the fuck is you talking about, nigga?
Did you go back in
the
bridges?
motherfucking island somewhere talking about I was surrounded by nothing like that, nigga. Talk about
You going back that bridge?
If they pull up, you gonna back your bridge. That's a nice scenery though, Drizzy. I give you that.
Drizzy not gonna back his bedroom if they pull up?
Hell no, he worth too much money.
Drizzy not backing his
Drizzy
bedroom.
punch somebody, sue that nigga 500,000. It's nothing to him, but you know, you get what I'm saying.
Right.
You lose that money.
Fortunately, however, Miz or Mac and Blanco would be seeing the success gained by the track Behind Cell Doors, as only 1 month later, in February 2017, both rappers went on to be arrested in a pretty serious case. On the 15th of February 2017, just a month after releasing the Kennington Where It Started song, both Miz or Mac as well as Blanco would be traveling around looking for rivals in a car. The car was stopped by armed police, and Blanco was found with a loaded gun, as well as a samurai sword that he had attempted to conceal. In addition, Miz or Mac was found wearing ballistic body armor and a balaclava. A year later, in February 2018, Miz or Mac was sentenced to
ready for everything.
Yeah, he was sliding. They ready for niggas to shoot back and all that.
He said he had a loaded pistol.
Samurai.
So a concealed samurai.
Then the body armor.
Nigga, that's a gold federal.
Yeah, they would have went federal in New York. That would have been a Fed charge. MDC.
Federal,
yeah, no Rikers for you. MDC.
6 years, whilst
6
Blanco
years?
was sentenced to 3.5 years.
You
It's
got the
rumored
same
that
shit
the
out
pair
here.
attempted to
You
ride
got
out
the same
onto
shit
rival
out.
M Block members.
Nah, but
It depends. First case.
Be carrying automatic charges.
Nah, niggas
I mean,
is
automatic set amount of years.
Nah, niggas gonna get. That sound about right.
Like if
For
you
that,
get,
for like a gun and a knife or whatever.
but if you get caught with a bulletproof vest,
Yeah, you gonna be good. You be good.
that's like an automatic
Nah,
5-6.
It ain't no automatic 5-6.
No?
Nah, you can get like 3-4 for that 5. Depends on your record. A lot of shit just really depends on who you are, what you've been in trouble for in the past. If it's your first time, you might get like what he got 3.5, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, a nigga like me, you're done. Yeah, I'm bulletproof, all that, swap, all that. Yeah,
Done.
Cool 10 on a cop out. On a take this 10. Trial 20. Yeah, trial 20. Take this 10 and go on about your day.
Members from Stockwell,
like me
after
gonna be
Stockwell
like,
members had allegedly attacked Miz or Mac. Shortly after this, TG Million, who was also a Harlem Spartan, it's rumored that the pair attempted to ride out onto rival M Block members from Stockwell, after Stockwell members had allegedly attacked Miz or Mac. Shortly after this, TG Million, who was also a Harlem Spartans rapper, would find himself on the other side of the law. In 2017, TG Million would be in a car when he noticed a rival from the 410 gang, who were also making noise in the UK drill scene, with rappers like AM and Skengdo. Anyways, TG Million began to chase the rival in the car, eventually colliding with the 410 member, before TG then jumped out, stabbing the rival multiple times. Fleeing seconds later, the 410 member was rushed to hospital and nearly died. However, he luckily survived. TG Million was then arrested and charged, eventually being given 12 years for the incident. In June 2017, Lowski was released from prison, getting straight back into the UK drill scene, dropping the track titled Teddy Bruckshot in July 2017, following this up with his hit track Money and Beef in October 2017, this title possibly being a reference to the name Harlem Spartans. Anyways, Money and Beef gained a massive amount of attention, especially from Drake, who actually sung the song at Lowski's 2019 show in London. Lowski was also co-signed by both Stormzy and Drake, which is insane for a UK drill rapper. 2017 also saw the rise of Harlem's main rivals 410, who were also doing numbers in the UK drill scene, with AM and Skengdo releasing tracks like Macaroni, Crash and They're Mad About Bars, all gaining millions of views, often sending and replying to disses from the Harlem Spartans. Lowski released the track Intro in January 2018, following this up with his album Call Me Loose in April 2018, which was well received by UK drill fans. Another rapper from the Harlem Spartans gang was also beginning to make noise, this being S.A. or Latz, who had previewed a track titled Most Wanted Tugs in July 2018, as well as even having a song with Miz or Mac, who was in jail at the time. Sadly, however, what fans weren't expecting was that in the months following the release of Lowski's album Call Me Loose in 2018, the start of the Harlem Spartans' downfall had begun. This downfall beginning following the death of one of Harlem's most loved members, this being S.A. or Latz. On the 25th of July 2018, Latz from Harlem Spartans and a member of Moscow 17 known as Mimes would ride out onto rival 150 territory. The members would be armed with a gun. Upon reaching the territory belonging to 150, Latz would spot a rival member known as J. He would attempt to shoot him. However, the gun jammed. J would then run toward Latz and stab him multiple times. Mimes would then drive off with Latz on the back of the moped. Mimes would be trying to take Latz to a nearby hospital. However, Latz would be in and out of consciousness and eventually would pass out on the back.
You got arrested for that?
He diluted.
Well, now I'm told nigga stabbed him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think nobody never got locked up for this. I don't think.
Ain't that self-defense?
Yeah,
I
shit.
thought he got killed. All that.
That nigga just got by.
Back of the bike. This is when
they
Mimes
beat
would
it?
supposedly push Latz off the back of the moped and would shout to nearby civilians, telling them to get him to hospital. Sadly, however, Latz was pronounced dead moments later, with a murder investigation being launched days later. It was thought that would be arrested for the murder, but would have the charges dropped on the basis of self-defense.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Latz.
Yes.
The loss of Latz was what many believed to be the beginning of Harlem's downfall. As he was loved by all members, the murder of Latz also caused some in-house rivalry between both Moscow 17 and Harlem Spartans. However, since, it's believed both sides have become affiliated once again, with Incognito even posting after his passing, taking to Snapchat writing that he was invited on the ride out and should have went with. Sadly, however, just a week later, Incognito himself would also be killed, just adding to the pain felt by both Moscow 17 members as well as Harlem members. Following the death of Latz, his track Most Wanted Tugs was released, with everyone paying tribute to him, as he really had potential to be one of Harlem's biggest rappers. At some point in 2018, Blanco from the Harlem Spartans was released from prison, going on to release a track titled Return of the Born. Around this time, on Drills from Harlem, Spartans began to release music, dropping his breakout track Certified, which featured Harlem rappers LM and Splash. This song actually garnered quite a bit of attention.
I ain't gonna lie, shout out to Blanco too. Blanco definitely tapped in a minute ago. Like, yeah, he definitely tapped in time ago. Like after I did one of his first reactions, he tapped in. That's real.
Currently sitting on around 6 million views. This factor only pushed On Drills, who only days later released Youngest and Baddest, featuring LM, both songs gaining millions of views. However, it is believed that On Drills would be in jail from 2019 onward, taking another one of Harlem's biggest rappers off the streets. Now, 2019 would roll around, and would prove to be one of the least consistent years for the Harlem Spartans, with Lowski continuing to release every now and then. However, in April 2019, he would find himself on the other side of the law, fighting a pretty serious firearm charge. On the 9th of April 2019, Lowski would be traveling to Willesden in an Uber, booked under a false name. It's believed he was traveling to Willesden to be questioned over the death of his close friend S.A. or Latz. Whilst in the Uber, the police would stop the car and search Lowski, who was originally found with nothing, before police found a revolver in a sock by the front passenger seat. Lowski was arrested on the scene and was charged with possession of a firearm, intent to endanger life, and possession of ammunition. Now, his
how the fuck was you going to see? They say he was on the way to be questioned.
Right, why would you bring that with you to be going to get questioned?
To be questioned. And he took an Uber.
So yeah, where was you gonna put it at? Outside? You gonna leave a WAP outside?
But I'm trying to get down to the nitty gritty because they said he took an Uber underneath an unidentified name.
Right.
So didn't they just say he was already being investigated?
I ain't hear that part.
Before police found a revolver in a sock by the front passenger seat. Lowski was arrested on the scene of April 2019. Lowski would be traveling to Willesden in an Uber, booked under a false name. It's believed he was traveling to Willesden to be questioned over the death of his close friend S.A. or Latz. Whilst in the Uber, the police would stop the car and search Lowski, who was originally found with nothing, before police found a revolver in a sock by the front.
He didn't say he was being investigated, but you obviously was being investigated. The police stopped the Uber. I got a feeling that Uber wasn't an Uber.
You think it was Popo?
I think it was the police.
Got body fried.
Nah, I'm serious.
You think the Uber was the boys?
This type of shit that's going on.
Type shit.
You know them niggas is dirty. Entrapment like a motherfucker.
My nigga Rollo said, my PS4 in the mud, it's a dirty game.
Lowski was arrested on the scene and was charged with possession of a firearm, intent to endanger life, and possession of ammunition. Now, his first trial resulted in a retrial, as his prosecutor had fallen ill, whilst the second trial resulted in a hung jury. His third trial, however, resulted in him being sentenced to 7 years on the 5th of January 2023. And I'm sure you probably know, Lowski was released from prison on the 30th of September 2024, where he has since returned to the UK drill scene. Now, whilst fighting this charge, the remaining Harlem Spartans members continued to make music, these including Blanco, On Drills, SD, and most prominently Biss, who released a track titled 3 My Drilla in September 2019. Within this song, he called for the freeing of his friend Scratcha, who was sentenced to 10 years after being caught with a shotgun in November 2018. This once again being a loss for the Harlem Spartans, as Scratcha was also a rapper. Sadly, however, the biggest loss for the Harlem Spartans was only around the corner, as in December 2019, they would lose their biggest and most prominent rapper at the time, as a result of the endless violence in London streets. On the 6th of December 2019, 20-year-old Crosslawn Davis, or Biss, would be filming the music video to his upcoming track titled Beretta outside of London. When traveling back to London, Biss was phoned by members of another South London gang known as CP, or Catch Pagans, as well as Crofton Park. Whilst on the phone, the CP members began to disrespect Latz, who had died around a year earlier. Biss was unhappy about this, and traveled to Deptford where he and the CP members began to fight. Sadly, during this fight, Biss sustained at least 9 wounds to the head, back and chest, sadly dying on the scene. 2 defendants were arrested days later and have since been found guilty of his murder. Rest in peace, Biss.
My son went over there to fight.
Look, that's another situation where you can claim self-defense. This nigga came all the way to fuck over here to fuck with us, nigga got diluted.
Type shit. That is.
During this fight, Biss sustained at least 9 wounds to the head, back and chest, sadly dying on the scene. 2 defendants were arrested days later and have since been found guilty of his murder. Rest in peace, Biss. The death of Biss meant that most of Harlem Spartans were off the road and weren't making music, as Biss was really the last rapper putting on for the Harlem Spartans collective. As around this time, many of the members were either jailed for drug offenses or violence. An example being Wiz from Harlem, who in 2020 was arrested and sentenced to 4 years, after allegedly being the driver in a case of attempted murder, targeting a rival 150 member. In June 2020, Miz or Mac was released from prison, following his 2017 arrest with Blanco. Upon being released, he hit the studio and dropped his track titled Return of the Mac, where he showed love to his fallen friends. Rapping, "Life's really been about 3s and RIPs. It's turning me mad. When I think about Biss, I scream. I try go sleep. Then I
Life's really been about 3s and RIPs.
Yo. Shea got 14.
All that.
Jokic got 8 rebounds.
All that.
Devin Booker got 16.
All that. What KD got?
21.
All that. What you need, Book?
I need Book for 4 more points.
Book, Jokic.
Jokic 2 rebounds. This is only a 10-point game, so he gonna get them 2.
Yeah,
in this halftime.
He gonna get the 2.
Yeah, he gonna get them 2. Harden got 8. I need 7 more from Harden.
Shea gonna get the.
Shea got 15. This a hit.
Shea gonna get that 30.
This a hit. This a hit.
And with Harden got 8.
8. 7 more.
What he got?
It's 2 minutes left in the second. If he don't get 15, I'm never fucking picking that nigga again.
He gonna get it.
He going on a life
You
ban.
gotta believe him. He gonna get it. You gotta believe him.
I bet $10. I get 90.
You gonna believe him.
I get 90 for $10. Little 10 leg.
Cause he gonna go
I'm gonna bet that whole 90. That whole 90 on football tomorrow.
What's the score on that game? Okay,
it's close.
It's close?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna get it. Cause he gonna go to the line.
They up 2. Clippers up 2.
Yeah, he gonna get it. He gotta get it.
Fit in.
He gotta get it.
Taking the best.
I ain't gonna front. KD is fake. Yo, for all y'all niggas for the nigga that asked me, yo, I got boost the lock. KD is a lock for every night. The nigga got sources saying that he was feeling slept on. That he gonna remind niggas this year. So that means every game he taking it personal.
Here comes the money.
Nigga said,
Hold on. He had a bad, unless he have a bad game. He had a bad game the other night.
See Latz. This release was massive for Ms. or Mac, currently sitting on just under 8 million views.
YouTube?
However,
YouTube.
Ms. or Mac wouldn't stay out of the eyes of the law for long. And in November 2020, he was arrested and charged for aiming a gun at a police officer, getting sentenced to 9 years. As of most recently, in December 2021, a Harlem member known as Wars would be killed in a car accident. He is often mourned and remembered by members of the Harlem Spartans, and is thought to have been one of Lowski's closest friends. Rest in peace, Wars. Now, Lowski was actually released from prison in September 2024, where he has since gone on to release a video titled 48 Hours with Lowski. Following his release, as well as a track titled Ashes, I do hope that Lowski stays out of trouble and can help his friends gain the recognition they deserve in the UK drill scene. As if the tragic story of Harlem Spartans has taught you anything, it should be that this road life isn't worth it. Even if you think it is not, as it only ever leads to jail and death. The only person involved in this story who has seemed to make the best of the road life is Blanco, who has since distanced himself from the gang life and is gaining millions of views on every track he has released. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as it helps the channel out a lot.
Shout out to Blanco.
Yo, hey.
Fuck these niggas doing? Fuck is these niggas?